It's a city of great style and passion, where you can feel centuries of turbulent history under your feet. There are countries and entire continents that owe their language, their laws, their calendar, and even their faith to Rome, the eternal city. Situated in southern Europe, Rome is Italy's capital and home to 2.5 million people. The city sits on 7 hills astride the river Tiber. To the east lies the ancient heart of Rome, to the west the Vatican. From its inauguration in 80 AD, the Colosseum was the stage for some of the Roman Empire's goriest excesses. After all, it was here that the Christians were fed to the lions. The Colosseum was built by the Emperor Vespasian expressly for the purpose of human sacrifice that the Romans then made into a sport. The all-seater stadium was lined with marble and held 50,000 spectators. Gladiators were often prisoners of war or slaves who fought to the death armed with swords, nets, tridents, and sometimes just their bare hands. They were even pitted against wild animals such as elephants, panthers, and tigers. Just to the west of the Colosseum lies the Roman Forum, the heart of city life at the time of the Roman Empire, and administration, justice, and commerce centered around it. Over 700 years, the Roman Empire grew to encompass most of Europe, Asia Minor, and all of North Africa. Another must-see icon of the Roman era is the Pantheon, a temple to all the gods. Started by Marcus Agrippa over 2,000 years ago, the Emperor Hadrian completed it 150 years later. It was later turned into a church by the Christians, ensuring its survival. The Romans took a huge chunk out of the top of the dome so they could actually see the gods in the sky. No trip to Rome is complete without visiting the Vatican City. Officially a separate state from Italy since 1929, the Vatican is the center of the Catholic Church and is of course home to the Pope. Every Sunday, thousands of people from all over the world crowd into the piazza to see the Pope celebrate Mass. Like any capital city, accommodation is not cheap, and travelers on a budget may choose dorm life to keep their dollar spending down. For travelers in Italy, staying with nuns in a convent may be a good alternative. Room rates are reasonable, although there may be night curfews. If you really fancy splashing out, then one of the most stunning sleeping options in Rome must be the Pink House beside the Spanish Steps. It's where the famous English romantic poet John Keats died, and today it is run by the Landmark Trust, which rents it out to tourists. Rome is a great city to get around. So many sites are closely packed together in the centre that the best way to get around can be on foot. However, there is also a good underground and bus service. Bus tickets need to be purchased before you board and are available from city kiosks. For a real Roman holiday, why not hire a Vespa to zip around the capital streets in style? In Rome, shopping is leisure, and even the Vatican has its fair share of shops and style. The style police actually exist here. The cops all wear uniforms by Armani. So if you're a slave to the label, Rome is your home. Head for the Via Condotti for the celebrated designers, most of them Italian, of course. Or if you have an eye for design, try the Via del Barbuino for some truly stylish shops. When in Rome, do as the Romans do and take your time over your food. There are many cafes, restaurants, and pizzerias. And of course, you'll want to cool down with some famous Italian gelati. The heart of Renaissance Rome is said to be the beautiful Piazza di Campidoglio, designed by Michelangelo. A massive statue of Marcus Aurelius dominates the square. He was a Roman emperor considered a great warrior and philosopher. The square is home to the Capitoline Museum. It houses a statue of a she-wolf suckling two babies representing Romulus and Remus, said to be the founders of Rome. After the Renaissance came the Baroque era, and one of the most recognized geniuses of that time was Bernini. And one of his masterpieces was the Fountain of the Four Rivers, the centerpiece of the Piazza Navona. Trastevere is a short walk from the center of Rome, just across a river on the west bank, and it's one of the prettiest parts of Rome. Check out some of the churches you come across, and you'll find some real treasures. The Byzantine Santa Maria is the oldest church in Rome and is dedicated to the Virgin Mary. Bernini's audacious talent is seen throughout the city. One of the most stunning places to admire his work is the Sant'Angelo Bridge. Each statue holds an implement from Christ's Passion. The Villa Borghese is Rome's most famous park and named after the Borghese family. Powerful, autocratic, sometimes very corrupt, and immensely rich, they built a villa and gardens close to the heart of the city. Cardinal Scipione Borghese was the man who began it all. He built the villa to entertain friends and house his massive personal art collection. He would stop at nothing to add to that collection, even putting artists in jail just so that he could get his hands on their canvases. The Borghese is considered the finest art gallery outside the Vatican. There are paintings by Caravaggio, Raphael and Titian, and some truly stunning sculptures by Bernini. One of Rome's most recognizable and controversial buildings is the Victor Emmanuel II Monument, built in 1935 to commemorate Italian unity. Romans call it the typewriter or the wedding cake. The monument holds the tomb of the unknown soldier, marked with an eternal flame. Some great day trips can be made from Rome. Naples is one of Italy's most colourful cities and just over 100 miles from the capital. Some people have been afraid to visit due to the activities of the local mafia, but thanks to a recent crackdown, it's a lot safer and the city is finally opening up. Naples has its fair share of Renaissance and Baroque art, but it is the city spirit that draws people to this fantastic place. Nowhere is this more evident than in the Porta Nolana street market. Naples is situated on the bay overlooked by the volcano Vesuvius. A 40-minute train journey from Naples takes you to Pompeii. Ancient Pompeii was a bustling, wealthy port when on the 24th of August 79 AD, mighty Vesuvius exploded. Fiery ash and pumice stone covered the entire town, stopping life in its tracks. One of the main attractions is the Villa of Mysteries with its impressive frescoes. It's said that if you throw a coin in the Trevi fountain, you will return to Rome. It was the scene of Anita Ekberg's celebrated dip in La Dolce Vita. So make like the locals and immerse yourself in everything that the Eternal City has to offer.